Alright then, so here we are, my debut, premiere, first ever stream in my entire life in the history of the universe, here to stream the classic of all classics, Super Mario Bros. For the Nintendo Entertainment Center. However, very unsurprisingly, I'm not even online, not Twitch, by virtue of, oh yeah, still don't have internet. Here it is, 2021, and even though the FFA has laws like, oh, every American has to have this internet. Guess what internet speed I have currently? 1.0 megabits per second download speed. Yes, it is true, even in 2021. That's why I cannot wait for SpaceX Starlink internet, but until then I'm going to have to make some offline streams while I'm at it. So I believe I have everything set up here. I'm going to be streaming Super Mario Bros. Here, but just want to welcome everyone to my channel. Primarily this is for my nieces and nephews so that they can really appreciate a lot of the games that were before their time. In fact, we kind of joke I should start a channel specifically called Great Games Before Your Time. To put things into a little bit of a context history here, the Nintendo Entertainment System that I actually have was given to my sister and I as a gift. So I got everything for free. I am going to be using emulators until I kind of get all of my capture card and set up so that I can be playing on original hardware. But for now, we'll test this out. But Super Mario Bros. Was a really lovable game for me when I was a kid. And I played it, and it was probably one of the first games I ever actually beat. So here we are. I'll go ahead and start the timer, or attempt to. Alright. So one thing that I definitely do not appreciate about this game is the fact that the controls, now all the experts are going to crucify me here, but the controls are very counterintuitive in the sense that if Mario is walking to the left and you try to jump, you barely go any distance at all. But if you're running and you jump, you go these massive distances. The problem is though, there's such a fine line between, do you have to do 7 frames before you are at full speed? But one less frame than that, you have like a very, very, very small jump. So it's kind of imbalanced. If you look at how Super Mario Maker was designed, it's largely based off of the physics from Mario in Super Mario Bros. 3. So it is more jarring than you might think to just swap from one Mario game to another by virtue of the physics, jumps, and controls are slightly different in every single Mario game. So one thing that was no secrets or surprise to me were all of the shortcuts in this original Super Mario Bros. Game. So as such, I'll go ahead and on my first run attempt here, do all of the shortcuts that were completely spoiled to me as well. One thing though I do want to admit, or maybe better word, confess to, is that back in, I want to say May or June, I did actually try Mario Bros. Because I was very rusty. It had been years since I touched any Nintendo game. But here we are, with me not being a complete horrible player because I did just recently play this game about a few months ago. So here's our first warp zone, and of course we want level 4. Now, when Shigeru Miyamoto first created this game, there were, let's see, 8 worlds and 4 courses per world, so 32 total courses, which honestly are a lot of fun to play. If I am able to finish this game off, I do want to level by level stream it. 5,000 is instantly the highest point value by touching the flagpole. Uh-oh. Expert proof that I'm pretty rusty at this game still. see how I can do this, or more appropriately, can't do this. See what I mean, though? It's this most bizarre momentum with how Mario is programmed to move in this game. Who wanted to power up by the time we got to World 8 anyways? Oops. Well, there's your first death of my first ever stream, but thankfully it wasn't right away, right? I at least got to the final world. I'm actually kind of sad I wasn't able to hold out to 8-2 because that's literally my Nemesis level. Even on runs where I have the full power up and everything, I typically always get psyched out and die on 8-2. So then it's hard to complete the run because it's like, well, I'm not so good that I can just do every single... Oh shoot, is my cursor in the way? Anyways, what I was gonna say, cursor is distracting me suddenly. Wasn't distracting me before I noticed it though. But yeah, if I'm doing a run and I don't have the fire flower, sometimes I can't finish it by virtue of in 8-3. If you have the fire flower, you can just shoot the obstacle hammer bros, which are like the most difficult enemy in this game. Harder than Bowser, I think. And the fire flower, you can either damage boost the final Bowser or just shoot final Bowser. And also there's one final, just before the final Bowser, there's a final Hammer Bros, which is also handy to have a fire flower for. But as you can see, I'm so rusty, in fact, it's unlikely that I'll even get past 8-1, which is kind of embarrassing. Alright, that is the end of that run. But let's try again. After some slight layout modifications, I'll get it figured out someday, don't you worry. Good grief, can't even clear a single pipe. Alright, let's see if we can get back there in a single piece. Isn't it so nice of Nintendo to design a game where you can just literally get onto the ceiling and not have to play the entire level? Yeah, good times. That momentum. You're gonna see me spouting up profanities, but not really, because this is aiming for a PG stream. Oh man, didn't get the perfect stair jump there. Good thing I'm not going for a world record yet. So fun fact, the fireworks that appear at the end of a level are based on the timer. So if the end time has this 1 in the ones in the seconds spot, you get 1 firework. Similar if there are 3 firework pieces or 6. And so if you look at actually some speedrun strat, Kaizo block. Oh Lord. And thus ends the run. Alright, let's get powered back up here. I have to do this like super careful. Speedrun strats are insane. In fact, you don't even do the vine. You go in a pipe and kind of through the in-game mechanics, it still triggers the pipe exit. Alright, I'm gonna take 8-1 a little bit slow to try to keep my fire flower. Alright, so the last time we did not get further than the single tile jump right here. Well, so much for our power up. The sad thing is that the eight levels were designed so that there are essentially no power-ups in them except 8-3, which I suppose is fair, but at the same time it's like, it's weird, a little bit weird to me that there are no power-ups in 75% of the levels in World 8. I hope I'm talking loud enough too. I'm actually kind of it's not that I mumble or I'm quiet or anything, but I'm kind of talking at my normal conversation voice, and since I'm kind of far away from the webcam, it might not be picking up. Alright, so another 5 minutes down the drain. Let's see about getting this done right again. Boy, India. One handy thing about playing on emulators, though, is the various tools that come with it, such as the hex editing, which I definitely in the future want to do some RAM hacking, almost tutorial videos. So what better way to start? Got 6 fireworks there. What better way to start than to kind of, hey, show, here is one particular example of where ROM hacking is good. And so what I like to do is in one specific RAM or random access memory address is stored Mario's lives. So as long as we keep that, oh I don't know, let's say 127 lives, then we can just kind of brute force power our way through level by level until I showcase every single course that Miyamoto himself designed when he created Super Mario Bros. The classic. I'm actually surprised, maybe it's performance anxiety. I'm surprised how bad I'm actually playing. Like, yeah, I can pick up this game and probably game over once, but probably the second or third time, like, you know, roll the credits, if there were credits in these old retro games. Right, got the favorable stair jump there. But yeah, I've game over 3 times now. But anyways, my goal definitely, I want to show off at least a little bit of my random walk through video games. I don't think I'll stream like Zelda or Metroid for Nintendo right off the bat, based on the fact that I was not introduced to them until a little bit later in life, especially when I was old enough to be able to have the skill to even beat them. But more on that later. I'm definitely not a one-game streamer though, so you won't see me playing one game so good that I can get world records or even speedrun it. Because there's an infinitude of video games out there. Alright, let's try this again. There's an infinitude of video games out there, and I kind of feel obligated to show off to the world, hey, you know, there is more to life than current generation of games, or there's more to life than only the games that were released in one given calendar year. Like, for example, one thing that always just like made me want to smash my head against the wall is when people complained about Nintendo droughts. That is, Nintendo was not creating enough games. Like, OMG, it's... Did you see Mario wrap around on the right side of the screen there? That was cool. Alright, let's see if I can... Today, this is the Nemesis Jump, baby. Alright, there it is. And before I give it all up right here. If I did it fast, I know I would have died. So, slow and steady, baby. Slow and steady. Alright, now this, legit, even though this is the first time you've seen me here, even to this day is still my Nemesis level. If I can get past this level or this course with my Fire Flower, it is most likely I can finish and beat the game. And also thanks to, or unfortunately because, some in-game mechanics, I've gotten a lot of cheap shrinkages. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. When I clearly hit the top of the Koopa, and yet I still get shrunk somehow. Alright, this is, in my opinion, the hardest jump in the game right here. Pit, single tile thing, pit, single tile thing, but a long jump. And the problem is, the momentum problem that I talked about earlier. So, there we go. I am absolutely surprised I didn't die there. Alright, so theoretically, if I play 8-3 well enough, I can get power-ups, but I'm so not used to the momentum enough that sometimes it's hard to get the first mushroom as it cascades into the pit. But if I can get the first mushroom, I should be able to beat 8-3, and with the Fire Flower, I should be able to one-shot 8-4, and thus show you what the end of Super Mario Bros. Looks like. Alright. Ooh. Now I believe mushroom is on this side. Alright, there we go. Let's get a run at this. Don't want to take any chances, let's just kill that. And then don't scroll the screen too far. Because, oh yeah, you might have noticed, as soon as we scroll the screen to the right in the original SMB, you can no longer go back to the left. So, obviously this is kind of just in the way it was actually programmed. Super Mario Bros. 3 definitely shows that the Nintendo can in fact have right-facing and left-facing scrolling. It's not some... Oh, no. Okay, question, should I take an intentional death just so I can try to get the power-ups, or just take my chances and see if I can one-shot the final... I have 4 chances, ideally, to get past that dang final Hammer Bro and Bowser. Ah, epic fail. Should have taken the intentional death, huh? Alright, we're gonna take this baby slow. Alright, so the secret to this castle is actually I'll just go ahead and show you. You can just go and go and go, and it's an infinitely long castle. You might eventually notice, though, that, oh, like, hey, this is very similar looking architecture. So the secret to get through Bowser's castle is you always go in the pipe that is immediately after the lava pit. So then that's fine until you get here. It's like, oh no. But if you have known this, or if you like want to look, then you'll eventually find a hidden Kaizo block to get you into that impossible to reach pipe. I shouldn't say impossible, because it's possible to wall jump up and not even activate the hidden block. So yes, as you can see in the original SMB game, when you go into the water section, the music does in fact change to the underwater theme. That's something that Nintendo has changed later in life. Oh boy. Oh! See? Momentum. Like, I had it, but it was just like, oh no, Mario doesn't reach his top speed until you have like gone 8 frames, not 7. And since you had only gone 7, you were still going extremely slow. Game over for you. That was the end too. One final hammer bro, one final pit. Did you see that piranha plant despawn? And then Bowser, which, it's interesting, like, I think it depends on the frame that you actually start the game, like on the very title screen, as far as what pattern of hammers Bowser throws. In fact, that's like one thing that people use to disprove some fake world record runs, because they're like, nope, you would not have this Bowser hammer pattern starting off where you did on the home screen or something. It's pretty crazy, and I totally respect people who do that, but at the same time, it's like, you do realize that when people are just home alone on anything, hardware, emulators, they're gonna cheat. The only way that you can legitimately have a speedrun be like actually authentic is you would have to have some sort of independent, actual adjudicating committee with complete control over whatever hardware, whether it's emulator or hardware, and have them time them, the person, the run, and have them judge it. Like, the second you say, oh no, it's completely fine to have an own world records, and Guinness even acknowledges this, Guinness Book of World Records, it's like, that's only inviting cheating. But there it is, okay. Oh! I didn't jump far enough. Alright, if I don't, this is my last life though, so if I don't get this, I think what I'll actually do is showcase the RAM hacking a little bit, give myself an infinite number of lives, and then just power through this baby. Especially, especially since I'm not going to, like, I understand, like, if there was a game that I played as a kid, you just naturally get good at it, and so therefore, I feel that it would be appropriate to beat it legitimately. Like, for example, Donkey Kong Country. But for games where it's like I didn't really beat until later in life, and so therefore you have like adult reflexes who played the game maybe 6-10 hours, got good, beat it, never played it again. Oh, we did it! Pressure is real. I forget when we actually are supposed to stop we'll call it 11:52. So yes, as you can see, Peach is this giant Amazonian monster woman towering over a little baby half-sized Mario. Thank you, Mario. Your quest is over. We present you a new quest. Push B to select a world. So the new quest... Oops. Takes all Goombas and turns them into buzzy beetles, as you can see. And as you can see, it's actually moving quite a bit faster. So other than that, that's like the only things that are changed from it. So pretty cool. This is a secret, by the way. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed my very first stream, very first video game, very first beating of video games.